As Saints fans bided their time on Wednesday awaiting the official kickoff of the 2019 NFL free agency period, some things were already known. Mark Ingram was on his way out in New Orleans and Latavius Murray was on his way in. And backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater had decided he was going to stay in New Orleans and back up Drew Brees for at least another year. The Latavius Murray replacing Mark Ingram story stuck, with Ingram ending up signing a 3-year, $15 million deal with Baltimore and Murray a 4-year, $14.4 million deal with the Saints. There weren't any other big moves going on for the Saints. Some players rumored to be on the Saints' radar were still just sitting out there. Later in the evening, there was news that tight end Jared Cook would be coming in for a visit along with defensive end Ziggy Ansah and defensive tackle Mario Edwards. But the big news of the day broke as everyone was starting to feel comfortable waiting on news to come in, as it was reported the verbal agreement for Teddy Bridgewater to come back with New Orleans may be out the window. Stories were coming in quickly that he was having a dinner meeting with the Dolphins to discuss the possibility of him becoming their starter. There are dozens of different stories floating around. The Dolphins had denied any interest at all prior to yesterday, before it was admitted, maybe, that they had offered Bridgewater a 2-year and $10 million deal, but the Saints had an offer on the table that was closer to $7 million a year. Bridgewater was in Miami for that meeting, but he lives there and has always had a home in Miami. But then word broke last night, in a completely unconfirmed report from NBC's Pro Football Talk, that Bridgewater had gotten cold feet in New Orleans due to persistent rumors that Sean Payton may take a job as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. There has been nothing newsworthy at all to suggest that this is something to be concerned about, but the rumors keep popping up, usually fired by something in a source like Pro Football Talk, casual gossip, that stirs everything up. This is a hugely touchy subject in New Orleans. I made the mistake of running a piece about the rumors at the end of the 2018 season. The story was basically about the ironclad fact that there are rumors out there about this, and they do keep resurfacing as the press attempts to read Jerry Jones' tea leaves. It didn't get to the point where photos of me were being burned on the streets of the French Quarter, but that one seemingly minor article was read over 100,000 times, and I was public enemy number one within the Saints blogging community, and there's still bad blood. It's a hugely contentious topic. Page 2 NEW Orleans, Louisiana, January 13, Teddy Bridgewater. Photo by Chris Craven, Getty Images. There's the mindset that merely mentioning the story breathes life into it. Saying it out loud is akin to saying the name Voldemort or Bloody Mary. But here we go again. Honestly, there's a lot we don't know about the chatter that players hear. The real insider gossip that some in the press are privy to but most are not. Off-the-cuff remarks made at charity functions or at clubs. Whether there's any validity to it or not, this is something you have to write about. If it's gotten to the point where that story floating around makes it where you don't get a player to sign with your team, it's time to talk about it. It could very well be that someone is just smelling smoke where there is none. We don't have anything official from Teddy Bridgewater that he's even aware of those rumors existing. But there is a source for much of the talk. That source is a reporter named Clarence Hill of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Clarence Hill has a little bit of a taste for the sensationalistic in his reporting, which is mostly Cowboys related. He's a senior writer and has been with the Star-Telegram since 1997. Could he be the one driving the story? One question, with Bridgewater staying in New Orleans on the hope of replacing Drew Brees, is there is no guarantee Sean Payton will still be there as coach, per source close to the QB. Those Dallas rumors haven't gone away and they have heard them. So https://t.co/4kc80f6w, Clarence Hill Jr., at Clarence Hill, March 13, 2019. You certainly have to ask yourself why he would be reaching out to talk to people associated with Teddy Bridgewater. There's no connection between the Cowboys and Bridgewater, or the Cowboys and the Dolphins. Unless Clarence Hill is getting in touch with everybody he can who might have heard something to give credence to his rumors of Sean Payton going to Dallas. It's certainly in Hill's interest to keep the flames going on this story if it attracts the number of readers I've seen it attract. If a small publication like Whodat gets 100,000 reads on a story, that would be well over 1 million daily like the Star-Telegram. We can say all day that there's not any truth to it. There hasn't been anything legitimate from Sean Payton, Jerry Jones, Teddy Bridgewater, Jason Garrett or any other party involved to give credence to the rumors. There also hasn't been anything out there to refute them. And that needs to change. These rumors are going to potentially hurt the Saints from a bargaining perspective with future players, then they need to be addressed by Sean Payton. Honestly, we don't know and may never know if anything other than money and proximity to his home in Miami is driving what happens with Teddy Bridgewater at this point. Maybe we'll find out today. But the Payton to Dallas thing needs to get put to rest. Next, it'll take a minute for Whodats to embrace Latavius Murray. It wouldn't be a case without merit to have the NFL look into the possibility of tampering involving some members of the press and certain football teams at some point. The more this story keeps popping up, the more suspicious it gets.